Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike, just in case you are new here, and I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday or whatever day you're deciding to watch this on. Been having a bit of a rough time since the last video I posted. Just my head kind of building up to today, the MRI, all this other stuff, and just not knowing what was going to happen. What they were going to find, what they were going to see, all that other good stuff. Didn't really get all that much sleep last night because my mind's going a million miles a second. But got up this morning, left the house at about 7:30. And the whole time, I'm just trying to keep my head up. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. You've done plenty of scans before. Everything will be okay. Well, we finally get there. It's about 8:45. We get checked in, and I've got to wait till about 9:30. They've got a couple emergency scans they got to do, which is fine, whatever. It's no big deal. I don't mind waiting. It's finally my turn. I go change. I was hoping to stay in, my hoodie, my beanie, and my sweatpants because I knew it was going to be cold, but I had to put one gown on front ways and one gown on back ways, and I was cold. But they went ahead and they gave me a IV, started that. It was great, no problem. They took me back there, asked me all your typical questions, do you have anything metal in your body? Do you have any kind of implants? Do you have this, that, blah, 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 whatsoever? And told them everything true to my knowledge, everything that, I've had multiple surgeries where I was closed up with staples. They got to know that in case for some reason, years down the road, they forgot a staple. It's happened. Not to me personally, but sure it's happened. But they just wanted to know all this other stuff. I just had this weird feeling something just wasn't right. They take me back there to the machine. I sit down and I go to lay down. Well, the moment I go to lay down, as some of you know, I have two ostomies. One on the right side doesn't work anymore. It's just kind of there for show. It still puts off bacteria, mucus from the intestine, but no poop comes out of it. And then I have my other one on the left that does. Well, unfortunately, as soon as I laid down, the old ostomy bag had opened up. So I'm like, great. Now I've got to call mom. I have to have her run to the truck, get my emergency kit, bring it to me, change this, and jump back on this machine. Well, the only thing they were worried about was if the contrast was going to leak through. I told them, well, that ostomy is not connected to anything. The contrast isn't going to come through. It would come out of the left ostomy if that was the case. So they said, no big deal. I told them I'm completely fine with wrapping a towel around it and laying down and getting this done and over with. I go to lay down, and because the tumor is so intertwined with muscle tissue and in my leg and whatnot, I kind of hunch over. My leg's normally bent whenever I'm laying down, so I asked them if I could have something to prop my legs up. Well, they give me this little pillow. And they're like, all right, you got to lay all the way back. And I go to lay back, and it stretches and it pulls really, really hard. I'm like, okay, is there anything I could put behind my behind my neck? Kind of prop my head up, maybe my back up a little bit. So they give me a pillow. I go to lay down. Couldn't do it. I was like, is there another pillow? Can I bend my knees a little bit more? If I could have had just 4 more inches, if I could have brought my legs in 4 more inches, I think I could have done it. But she said, let's try and do the scan without the contrast first, because there's a before the contrast and an after contrast. So she's like, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get some images done before the contrast. It's like, all right, cool. So I lay back, and from about right here, right under my chest, all the way down, feels like I'm being ripped open. Everything is pulling and pulling and pulling, and it's some of the worst pain I've felt in a long time. And I'm trying so hard to stay still. And finally, I squeeze the little ball that they give me, or they give you to, hey, here's an emergency. And I tell them I can't do it. There's no way I could lay down as flat as they need me to for an hour. I couldn't stay still. I was in way too much pain. So I wasn't able to do the MRI today. And I feel horrible because I just wanted some kind of answer. I was hoping that today was going to be the big, we got the images we needed. We got the stuff we needed. We're good to go. You're good to go. Here's all the everything. And I couldn't do it. It hurt way too bad. I hadn't been in that much pain in years. And I just couldn't do it. And it sucks. It sucks a lot. But me and Mom started talking about it, and I'm not going to lie, like I kind of broke down while we were leaving, because I felt just pushed back again. I felt horrible. It was like, this is my chance to get my answer, to find out what's wrong, and I couldn't do it. And when we started talking about it, Mom had looked up that there's places that have MRIs where you can sit down, or like open MRIs where you can stand up or sit down in a chair or something. And we're going to look into that. We're going to see if that's not a possibility. We still have the cystoscopy towards the end of this month or next month to try and see, is the tumor really that invasive to the bladder? But the other thing that I've stated this before, and nobody checked it, was, is there a possibility that this isn't my bladder? Is there a possibility that this could be my prostate? Because the prostate will give the same symptoms. Blood in the urine, clots in the urine, painful to pee, all that stuff. So I'm curious as to, is this a possibility that it hasn't been my bladder at all, it's been my prostate? And if that's the case, why is it my prostate? Why has nobody checked it? I know I'm, in my 30s, but I've got colon cancer. You think that'd be one of the things that they check? At least I thought. I don't know. But today was a hard day. And I can still feel the lump in my throat with just how it made me feel. But it's alright. We're going to figure out some shit and push forward. And hopefully we can either get a different type of MRI, or we can get a CT scan that's a little more focused on my bladder, or an ultrasound, or the cystoscopy. The cystoscopy actually helps, or something. I don't know. This isn't the last answer. This isn't the only thing. There's other options. We just got to look for it. So that's what we're going to do. And it's just a lot. When it's one thing after another, after another, after another, it gets too much to hold sometimes. But I'm still here. I'm not giving up. Everything's good. I'll be alright. I promise. But I wanted to catch y'all up. I know some of y'all have been worried. That's what's going on right now. And to kind of change the pace, there might be some videos I make in the next couple days that are completely off the whole cancer topic, and they're just stupid funny videos. That way we can laugh for a moment and not be fixated on bullshit. So I'm hoping to make those here soon, but we'll see. But yeah, other than that, this whole room is about to be reorganized and done differently. I've got a lot of the gifts that have been given to me up here. I've got some of the neon signs up here, and then I've got a lot of stuff over there, but it's not being displayed the way I'd like it to. We're going to fix that. And then it's going to be really cool because there's something else on the horizon that I hope I can start that y'all will enjoy. Until then, keep an eye out for them silver linings because they're there, I promise. And I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday or whatever day you're deciding to watch us on. And as always, until the next video, I will see you. Bye-bye.